Hi, I'm Prashant Mishra and I'm the Managing Director for the BMJ India and South Asia. And we are based at the Noida office. So, the history of BMJ India goes back to the year 2008 when I was the first employee of BMJ. I started as the country manager. So, it's been some time and we've been kind of building a small team here in India on all the fronts, I would say, whether editorial front, whether the other business functions, marketing, finance, sales, operations, etc. uh, During the last 6 7 years, I think we've covered quite some distance, and especially if I talk about the learning and education as an area. So that's an area where I would say we've been kind of able to establish our dominance. So BMJ has, which is known for its very high quality standards. So I think which has provided us with a genuine competitive advantage in this space. And I could highlight, certain key initiatives that have matured here in India. Whether it is the accreditation for our learning and education platform from the Delhi Medical Council or from the Goa Medical Council, and from the other respected councils and medical societies uh, across the South Asia. Uh, I think it's also important to highlight that for BMJ, it is very important the projects that we are kind of pursuing. So any project which has an impact on the society, so that's a very important kind of a project or an initiative for us. I would just like to add about the diabetes as an area. I mean, we all know how India is doing on the diabetes front. It's become a huge menace. So as BMJ, we actually realize that there is still a huge gap when it comes to the knowledge and education of the doctors, especially the general practitioners, maybe consulting physicians, young doctors. So we started a course on diabetes. It's a 6 months e-learning course which has been created locally here in India in partnership with the Fortis CDOG, and also as Royal College of Physicians UK as one of our key partners in this initiative. I think by doing this, we are also able to align with the government agenda. We know how much push there is on the digital side of things. Uh, to us, it also appears that we are able to scale up things, in a very fast way. Uh, so, what I mean when I say that, when we started off this course, we came out with the e-learning modules, which also had an hands-on experience, which still remains the USP for the course because doctors are able to learn in the clinical settings. But then we realized that if we really have to scale it up because of the huge issues around diabetes, so we have now introduced purely an e-learning version of the course. So the point I'm trying to highlight is it's a digital course, it's a digital products that we created, and which is allowing us to scale up, take the course to different parts of the country. Very happy to share that it's not just India now. We are also getting good number of requests from the other neighboring countries in South Asia, whether it's Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, etc. And of late, we have also seen interest coming in from the Middle East. So I think just because the product has been created in a digital format, it is allowing us to scale it up, make it accessible to different people, I would say globally in that sense. So the USP is, as BMJ, we are known for the quality standards. We are known for our editorial independence. So I think it's the quality, which in my view, it's the biggest value that we are able to provide to our users, to our consumers, and uh, also the fact that when we launched the course, this was probably one of the courses where we had the physical hands-on kind of an experience. So you do your learning at your own, you know, in your own time and space. Doctors are very busy, so we are not restricting them to come for a course at a particular time at a particular place. Wherever they are, they need to have the connectivity with the so much penetration of the handheld devices, smartphones, so they can access the content at their own time and space. So that's very important. And also, so by offering them the hands-on experience where they have to actually sit with the experts and then actually do the consultation, become part of the patient consultation journey, I think their diagnosis skills, their management skills of a particular disease condition, I'm sure have improved a lot. And I just don't have to say, I think, many people have already enrolled for the course, and we've collected some very high quality feedback from the users who have passed. So I think that's a real testimony. But then we also know that we need to keep on improving. So I think that's the next thing upon our agenda. How do we make it a better course offering? So just to add, we are also trying to work with couple of states, especially the healthcare departments. So this year we've actually reached out to the Rajasthan state government, and we signed in fact a MOU with them, where we decided that we would offer our CDS. So BMJ has a clinical decision support tool called as BMJ Best Practice. It is available online. It's also available via the app platform. So we have a Android app and the Google app, both the apps available. So the product was offered to the medical officers. These are generally young doctors who are attached to the different primary healthcare centers and the community healthcare centers in the district of Jaipur. The idea was, how can we, empower these doctors to take the right decisions, because at the core of best practice remains very high quality evidence based information, along with some of the best international treatment and diagnostic guidelines. So that's one way in which we are trying to help the doctors take right decisions and ultimately trying to improve the patient outcomes. Something which I am very personally very excited to share is around our very recent initiative. So as I said, BMJ has been playing a very active role in the space of continuous medical education, continuous professional development of the doctors especially. So what we realize that the space is very fragmented, and with a lot of CMEs happening in India, either by the societies, either by associations, even via the pharmaceutical companies. I think the biggest challenge is that for the CMEs, which are kind of live sessions, the doctors have to travel, and we know that doctors in India are really extremely busy. They are hard pressed for time with the kind of patient load that's there. So what we have done is, we already have some very high quality content that we have, which can be offered online, but we've taken an extra step. So we've just signed an agreement with a mobile healthcare startup in Bangalore that's called Daily Rounds. It's a doctor-led initiative, and what they've done is they've created a very big network of doctors. So they claim that they have around 300,000 plus doctors which are hooked onto their platform. So utilizing their platform, we are now trying to channelize our BMJ learning, which is our online CME content, and we believe that doctors can access it in a very convenient way. Again, in my view, we are able to align with the Digital India kind of an initiative, taking our content in the using different kind of channels, making it accessible to the doctors, and they are able to ultimately consume that content in their own space, in their own time comfort. So I thought I must talk about, this is a very recent initiative that we've had.